with the section 2 where they want to split it off.
Yeah.
I was
told to do it, and so I had to approve. But ran my mind, and he should have gone through that step.
Just making sure that's what I want. But me and Mike are very rare, so.
Right.
Might be on this real quick. Might be,
I really haven't written down the check.
county phone, and get our email. Vibrating, look at it. Everybody else didn't.
Yeah.
And then I wrote one for, like you, reporting and everything, and they answered.
I'm glad.
And Susan, when she came in talking about that email, and it,
I think, yes, we got it going.
Welcome everyone tonight to the planning and zoning meeting. My name is Kenneth Bradley, Vice Chair of the Planning and Zoning Commission. And at this time, I will call this January 16th meeting to order. Will you please stand and join me in the word of prayer? Oh, gracious Father, be with us tonight as we do your county business, oh Lord. Just be with everyone on this cold and dreary night, and we all stay warm and all, and be safe going home. Just be with us, this whole country, oh Lord. Just guide us and be with us. In your holy name I pray. Amen. Amen. I'm going to ask now is, ask the members to introduce yourselves, starting over here.
Stephanie Harvin, I represent District 3.
Good evening, Bruce Kennedy, District 5.
Good evening, Cynthia Fortson, I'm elected by the committee.
Like I say, I'm Kenneth Brady, Vice Chair, District 1.
Lee Mitchell, I represent District 2.
And William Smith, District 4.
And also, of course, our zoning administrator, Tracy. This time I got to read the process of what we usually do. So at this time I'm going to read. As the first order of business is I am required to read a few statements regarding the zoning process. Tonight is the first of 2 public hearings. A second hearing before the Madison County Commissioners will be held at this location at 6 p.m. on February 5th. Attendance is not required at this hearing, but it is encouraged in case questions come up that I may not be able to answer. As the order of business tonight, I will ask the zoning administrator to make her comments as to the zoning request. Then the applicant will come forward, state their name and address, and sign in and state their reason for the request. Next, the zoning commission will be asked to question the clarity they understand of these issues related to the application. After that, I will allow public comment for or against the rezoning amendment. All comments will be addressed to the commission and not others in attendance. No personal attacks will be allowed. The Planning and Zoning Commission is a recommending body only, consisting of concerned citizens who are appointed by the County Commission. We are a fact-finding body that visits the property, reviews information, considers public comment, and within the guidelines of the comprehensive plan and other land use ordinance, make recommendations to the board of commissioners. The final decision will be made on Monday night here, February 5th at 6 p.m. right here in this room. At this time, I'm gonna ask, does any members, commission members recuse themselves for any application be heard tonight?
Yes, I will recuse myself on item number 15.
At this time, I'll ask the zoning administrator for the first application to begin the public hearing.
Okay. All right, first up, we have Wayne Loggins, and he is requesting to rezone his 6 acres from A1 to R1 to allow the property to be divided into 2 equal tracts to allow his daughter to reside beside him due to health issues. The property is located at 495 Old Boydton Road in Danielsville on map 65, parcel 11A in District 4.
Okay, Mr. Loggins, you come forward. State your name and address and all.
My name is Edward Wayne Loggins. I live at 495 Old Royston Road, Danielsville, Georgia. As it stated, my daughter shows an interest in wanting to set up a modular home out behind my house or beside it, as it's supposed to be said. Because of my health issues, she wants to be closer by, and she has a home in Winder, but she grew up in Madison County and Clark County, and she'd like to come back out here, and be closer. And that's the whole purpose of this, I understand my neighbors have reservations against this, and that's perfectly okay. We've nothing but great relationships on my dirt road I live on, and it's been a great neighborhood for 27 years that I've lived there. And I have nothing but the highest regard and respect for all of my neighbors, and I would never do anything to disrupt the serenity we have in our neighborhood. And that's what we're here for tonight. I'm just making a request that if it's got to be rezoned, then that's what I'm here for. And I certainly appreciate the opportunity to stand here and express my opinion, what little opinion I have, And what else would you like to know?
Anybody got any questions from the board?
I do, but I'll wait.
Thank you, Mr. Loggins.
All right, it's like I said, it won't be a mobile home trailer starting thing. It'll be a modular home. And where she's at now is immaculate, and I don't expect anything less if she gets moved there. But thank you for your time.
Okay, now open the public hearing. Anybody want to, agree on this request? Anybody want to agree? Anybody want to oppose this request? All right, come forward and state your name and address.
Vice Chairman and Commission members, we're Michael and Jennifer Roach. We own property adjacent to Mr. Loggins, and we thank you for this opportunity to speak in opposition to his rezone request. If we may distribute some information at this time. Documentation we are concerned about that was presented to you related to the rezone includes, first, the application for rezoning, item C, current zoning destination of abutting properties to the south of the 6-acre parcel the rezone is requested for. There is no AR zone to the south of it that is abutting to it. And if you turn that to the top sheet, if you turn the page, you'll see the map. I think you already have a copy of that, but it shows Mr. Logan's property and the zoning of the parcels abutting it and beyond it. Secondly, we're concerned about the answer to the question, the last question in the disclosure. To the best of your knowledge, was this parcel split from a larger tract within the last 5 years? After that, you'll see the map of the parcel where it was recorded in the plat book and the page on February the 8th, 2022, which is just shy of 2 years. Also, the analysis of rezoning, item number 2, would approval create an isolated district designation unrelated to adjacent and nearby district designations? You can see from the zoning, the first map, that all of the parcels abutting it and nearby along Worston Road and the 29 highway, the vast majority are ag-related parcels, not R1. Therefore, we feel that in the eye of this, an R1 is questionable. Also, item number 7 in the analysis of zoning, will the proposed change create an excessively increase traffic congestion or otherwise affect public safety? The next page shows you the site plan for the 6-acre parcel with an easement that goes directly into Highway 29. This is a highway that has a few driveways already. In addition of another drive, the easement could be considered stacked driveways in a dangerous curve. If you're familiar with the area, you know the old-timers call this curve Cotton Curve. It's very dangerous. Even after the passing lane was added, we have had many accidents in that curve over the years, resulting in injury and fatality. We believe there are inconsistencies. Item 15, to what extent is the proposed change consistent with the Madison County Comprehensive Plan? Answered as unclear. We truly believe there are inconsistencies with the comprehensive plan and zoning ordinances in the following petition, which we now present to you on behalf of those who have signed it. I'll read that now. As property owners of the community surrounding Mr. Edward W. Loggins, we respectfully submit to the Madison County Board of Commissioners and the Madison County Planning and Zoning Board this petition to oppose Mr. Loggins' request to rezone his 6-acre lawfully non-conforming parcel from A1 to R1 for the purpose of subdividing the parcel. If the rezone is approved, this parcel could be further divided into 4 parcels, increasing the number of houses in our character area as well as land use. Our concerns about this rezone request include Madison County Zoning Ordinance Section 7.1.1.17, which is A1 intense farming, permitted uses and exemptions, which states farm owners who, because of health, financial necessity, or retirement, find it necessary to reduce their farm tract to a single lot containing their principal dwelling, and who intend to continue residing in such dwelling, may retain for themselves a portion of the original tract for such lot containing 2 or more acres, provided the remainder of the tract is liquidated at the same time and in accordance with the land subdivision regulations of the district. This exemption can be used only once per farm owner, and the lot so retained shall continue its zoning classification. Mr. Logan's 6-acre parcel is the result of this exception having already been used to his benefit. Another of our concerns about this rezone request includes Madison County zoning ordinance 7.4, which is R1 single-family residential, which states that an R1 zone reflects medium and high-density single-family character where development would and should occur. We believe the proposed rezone of R1 would not be in the best interest of the surrounding farming community, nor should it occur per the comprehensive plan. Like the land surrounding it, the property of Mr. Loggins is zoned for farming purposes with a character area in the comprehensive plan for rural conservation. Whether the parcels in the community are conforming or non-conforming with current zoning, our way of life remains the same as it has for decades. We are further concerned that an R1 zone does not protect the conservation of natural resources, and our community includes the Bluestone Creek bottom that feeds the Broad River. An R1 zone in the center of our farming district with rural conservation simply would not match the character set by the comprehensive plan. Each property owner in this community made a conscientious decision to settle in this farming district for its rural character and to escape medium to high density residential development. We believe an R1 rezone could and would encourage additional requests for higher density zoning in our farming community. We do not harbor animosity toward Mr. Loggins, nor do we oppose careful, progressive planned growth in Madison County. But we do want to maintain farming zones which have been laid out in the comprehensive plan. We are deeply concerned for the preservation of the present quality and rural character of our community. We are sympathetic toward Mr. Loggins' health issues, and we hope Madison County Zoning Ordinance 8.5.2.1 be considered as a solution to his needs without disruption to the character of the community per the comprehensive plan. This exception allows for humanitarian reasons that an additional dwelling unit be located temporarily on a lot in non-residential districts which contain another residential dwelling for an individual who needs to be supervised by and live in close proximity to a family member. We rely on your foresight, wisdom, and integrity to respect and safeguard our interests as constituents and fellow citizens.
Chicken house. The land adjacent that Mr. Loggins used to own for chicken houses is now, just in October, been purchased by a guy.
It was purchased by Irada LLC. The agent owner listed for it is Kalzoon Al-Musawi, but we haven't been able to get in contact with him.
But I'm going to say this. He lives in a $1.1 million home in Johns Creek.
No, it's incumbent.
Incumbent.
Stony Creek Farm Road.
I don't think he's going to move to our area and take up eggs. I think he's going to do the highest bidder thing. I think he's there just for the money. If this R1 goes through, how are you going to deny it? You know, if he's sitting right there beside us. If he wants to do R1 and split that up into 20 lots, we got a subdivision or whatever, trailer park, right at our door. That's the last thing we want, or anybody in our community wants. And they've all signed here saying so.
Well, the majority, we have the list of those who have signed, and we presented on their behalf. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Anybody else want to propose this rezone? Mr. Loggins, you got anything to rebut on this?
No, sir, they're great neighbors and friends. I agree with everything they say. I wouldn't want a trailer park next door either, you know. I just want to get this done so my dog can live. behind my house.
I hereby close this public hearing and bring it back to the board for comments, motions. Lee, you have it there?
Yeah. Can someone explain why the ADU option would not apply here?
It was just due to financing. She was gonna have to take out a loan for her home. And by splitting it off, it wasn't an option.
And then because of the acreage, they'd have to rezone to an AR to be conforming to be able to bring in an ADU.
Go ahead.
This map that she gave does not reflect what we were given, because I see some smaller parcels here. So,
The tax map,
our map has smaller parcels, and so these are not identified, but she's saying that it's all, it's like 2 acres, 1.5 acres.
This is used.
Yeah, so she doesn't have the updated.
I don't know when this was printed off, but it's our tax map.
Yeah, see, this one has smaller.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I know, but she's saying only with this smaller acreage.
I'm sure. I want to make sure we were all looking at the same map.
So there is smaller acreage around it. Okay.
Any more comments, questions?
I've got one, I guess it may be from Mr. Logan. I know that the 20 acres was sold in, I think February of 22.
Yes, sir.
At that time, did you realize, was your plan when you sold that property to take the 6 acres and split it like you're applying to do?
No, sir. No, sir.
So that was not the plan?
No, this was here recently that my daughter made a request if I could get it done so she could set up a home to be closer to me. As she put it, I'm not getting any younger, you know. So this is a recent development, but, you know, I never intended to ever put anything else on the property.
Mr. Bruce?
Just a quick question. It was referred to the easement coming in for the new proposed site for the house. That's coming off of 29, is that correct?
I'm not sure.
The easement, it wouldn't be an easement off of 29.
I have
It would be a drive if it came off of Old Royston Road, it would be an easement.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
it's labeled as
Yeah.
on here.
There was pre-existing one some years ago.
And that has nothing to do with the entrance on 29 that has the 2 gate posts?
Well, as it is, I've had my driveway goes from dirt road to paved road. From Old Royston Road to 29. And all these years we've used it, but when the survey was done, it cuts off the very tip of the driveway I've used for 27 years. And they said, well, you can still just use it, you know. I don't fully understand the easement question.
Well, yes, sir. It may be a moot point. The site that you noted for the house,
Yes.
I noticed that there's quite a hill down from 29 to the bottom of your land down there.
Yes, yes.
And that's going to be suitable for, I mean, that's quite a drop.
Well, it's close to 29, it's not too bad, but then it's all downhill to what I call the pond. It's no bigger than this room much, you know. But it is continually all downhill. Everything in Madison County seems to run across my front yard, you know, down through there. But she's already aware of the fact that she'd have to either build up some blocks to set it on or do some grading. And she's prepared to do all that. But I would never do anything to disrupt, like I say, the neighborhood I live in.
Yes, sir.
Any more comments, questions?
I guess if you don't mind, sir. Can I follow up with that? Then it would be possible for her to use the Old Royston.
Yes, yes. Yeah, she can use my driveway if it's legal. You know, come right through my front yard, just like it is now, just go on to the home she sets up.
Yes, sir, and I noticed on, below the 20 acres that you sold, there's a plot for 1.5 acres, 2 acres, 2.4, bunch of small parcels. Do those have houses on them?
They have houses and a couple of mobile homes. That's the Fortunes, what you would call the Fortunes up there, if you know them, and they've been there for who knows how long. They're great people, and we wouldn't want to disrupt any of that, but that's been there forever. You know, there's a mobile home, and there was another mobile home, but it's been abandoned. No one lives in it anymore. They have homes on 2 of those parcels, the 2 brothers.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, can I get a question? So you're saying that you would come off Old Ralston Road then 29?
Ma'am?
You were saying you would consider coming off Old Ralston Road then 29?
Yes.
Okay.
It wouldn't matter. I mean, you gotta put a culvert in either way somewhere.
Okay.
Or you can use my driveway.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you were in, you may go that way.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no problem.
Okay. Do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we deny this request.
Got a motion tonight, do I hear a second?
Second.
Got a motion second, by Lee, a motion by Williams, Stephanie.
So I'd like to add, before we vote, that we just voted last month in the VOC to totally bend the rules for a golf course community that will affect, that has way more, bigger effects than this one modular home on this property, in an agricultural community also, so, no.
I find the possibility of limiting what a homeowner or a property owner can do with the property that he's bought something disturbing to me. I'm looking to, you talked about this an agricultural community here that's strewn with small parcels with houses on them. It may be called an agricultural community, but it sure don't look like one when I was up there. It looked like a nice place to live out in the country, but not necessarily an agricultural powerhouse. I'll vote yes.
Well,
What was yes
Yes
to
to
deny?
deny.
Yes to deny, or yes?
Oh, that's complicated. I want to go with the motion is denied.
Right,
I will say no.
okay. Cynthia?
no, I thought
They voted, they got a motion,
To
and
deny.
second to deny the request.
Okay, all right, yeah. Okay. Well, my concern is his. I see a lot of small parcels around there, and also I'm concerned about. He said he would be willing to come off of the Old Ralston Road, and I know she said something about purchase of the property that's adjacent, and we can't predict that somebody will do something, so we can't predict that's going to be a subdivision. And they have to come before us anyway, before they make, I believe, before they do anything. So mine is, yours will be yes, mine.
No.
No, theirs is a no, mine is a yes.
No,
Well,
yours would be a
now,
no.
wait a minute,
That's what I think too.
they voted to return down the request.
Yes,
You gonna turn it down?
no.
All right, so your vote's no.
So Stephanie's a
Okay,
no,
you're not agreeing.
Bruce is a
Okay.
no, Stephanie's no, mine's no,
Yes.
Yes.
42 to deny the request. So we got
Another motion.
we got to hear another motion.
I make a motion to approve.
Stephanie got a motion to approve,
Second.
Cynthia seconded. Bruce?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
42. Mr. Loggins, be at, 6 o'clock, February 5th, in front of the board of commissioners, right here in this room. Okay. Ms. Tracy?
Yes, okay. You give me 1 second to catch up here. So this was to approve. Okay. All right, next up, we have Sherry Smith, and she is requesting to rezone a portion of her 20.05 acres from A1 to AR to allow a split for a family member, and to rezone the remaining acreage from A1 to A2 to bring the property into compliance. Property is located at 720 Bertha Willis Road in Carlton on map 106, parcel 46 in District 4.
Ms. Smith?
Yes, I'm Sherry Smith. I live at 720 Bertha Willis Road in Carlton. I just have 20 acres tract out there. We have some more also, but we just wanted to take this one and split 4 acres. It's the minimum for my sister. She has a home out there. And it's mainly just if something happens to me that I can move that property over to her.
Well, you gonna split the top portion off for her for,
Yes, sir. The top
and
one.
have the easement go back to your property?
Yes, sir. There's a road there, and as you can see, that takes me back to my home.
Is she cutting in, is that to make a flag lot?
No, she cut, it's already a flag lot, she cut 4 acres off. Okay.
I'll tell you what it looked like beforehand.
Oh.
My home's actually on 5 acres next to the 20.
Oh.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. I hereby open up the public hearing. Anybody want to support this rezone? On support. Anybody want to oppose this rezone? None, so I'll close the public hearing, bring it back for the board. Comments, questions, or motion?
I have a question for Ms. Smith.
You want to come back up, Ms. Smith?
Sure.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
If I'm correct, there's what, like six parcels, that you own 6 parcels around this?
Yes.
Something like that. My question centers around the access. And I understand the parcel that you currently live on. Is it accessed from the easement that has the curve to it? Because the parcel next door also has an easement. How do you access your property?
On the curb.
Okay.
We put that road was actually there when we purchased the property.
Okay.
We just brought in crusher run, et cetera, and finished it off. The other easement on the side there is still there that goes to the 5 acres that I live on. But we're not using that easement because the road is already there.
So the other parcels that you own down in this area,
Down below.
you have no reason to access those? They have no residences on them?
No.
They're just wooded lots or whatever? So that private drive will now access 2 residences instead of 1?
That's correct. Their home here, this home here is where my sister is. There's a little bitty drive right there that gets you in, and then the rest of it brings us down to. There's nobody living down here. This is just all.
Do you have plans to develop those lots, sell those lots for residential lots in any way in the future?
No, we we're gonna keep all of it.
The reason I'm asking the concern is private drive. obviously, when this will access 2 homes, but it's already an existing drive, an existing egress. Right? So at what point does private drive come into play? The requirement of private.
The paving requirements come into play when it serves 2 or more residences, unless it's an immediate family.
Right. Which would take care of this case.
So what you're saying is you have a paved drive if you have 2 or more unless it's a family.
Yes, ma'am.
It's gotta be brought up to county standards, 30-foot wide, or road bed, and it has to have 60-foot easement, 30-foot from center line anyway.
That's why I was asking you about what plans you might have for the future.
No, if
But
we ever
this
sell,
is
they'll all
this
go
is a
together.
family member that you're.
My sister.
I'm sorry, Tracy, can you go back to this one? Can you show us, because I thought you lived in the one that has a trailer. Where is your property at?
My home is right here.
Yeah.
5 acres.
Okay, I thought you lived in, okay.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. Any more comments, questions? Hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we approve.
Motion to approve by William, second it. Stephanie, not Stephanie, but,
Cynthia.
Cynthia. Yeah.
No.
No? Yes.
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 Ms. Smith, be here, February 5th at 6 o'clock. Okay. Ms. Tracy?
All righty, let's see, spot here. Oh, wow, what's this button doing? All righty. Next up, we have Joseph and Lisa Collins, and they're requesting to rezone their 5 acres from A2 to R1 to allow the property to be divided into 2 equal tracts to allow their daughter to reside beside them on the property. Property is located at 3092 Cherokee Road in Comer on map 102, parcel 71 in District 4.
Ms. Collins?
I'm Lisa Collins, my husband Joseph. We've resided at 3092 Cherokee Road for the last 28 and a half years, going on 29 actually. We've also been contacted by a couple of our neighbors who happen to be adjacent to us. All of them say they have no problem with us being able to do this. If you look at adjacent maps, you'll see that across the street we have somebody with .99 acres, that's Levi Cooner. His brother lives next door and has approximately an acre of land. Directly behind us, Luther Looney only has 2.5 acres. Our daughter is in need of having a home for her and her 2 children, recently divorced, bad situation, as well as his health is getting on. History of heart disease, we've already gone through having to have stents put in and other issues with his heart and his blood pressure. That's our general reason for requesting this rezoning. And the other piece of property next to us is up for sale. It's been wood. It's approximately 30 years, 28. In fact, it was 2 years of us living there that they had come in and cut down the trees last. Trees are about ready to be cut again, and the property owner is looking to sell it anyways. It's been up for sale for years now, a couple of years. And that's nothing but woods. There is no direct agricultural link to us to prevent us from being an R1. In our thoughts, at least, I don't know about you all agree with that or not.
Thank you.
Can I ask you a question while you're voting?
Yes.
The well that's listed on here, would that be just for the new proposed home, or would it service both?
It would service both homes. During the time that we had the droughts in 2001 or 2, with major droughts went on, and a lot of wells were drying up. In fact, Madison County was noted as being one of the hardest hit. We actually went out and had measured our well and was still sitting at 13 feet. And the neighbor, when she sold us the land, was also residing off that well and resided off that well for 2 years or 3 years before they had their own well installed. They actually filled a pond next door to us on the Hunsinger land that they dug on their own and filled it from that well during the first couple of years that we lived there. So we feel like we're on a good water line there.
I'm sure you are.
Good taste in too. Used to travel and my husband get on to me because I'd carry about 40, 50 pounds of water with me everywhere.
My only reason for asking, and that people on board understand this, we've had cases where people have wanted to realign their property lines to get their well on their property when they've sold the other piece. I know that's not in question here because it's a family member, but somewhere down the road, that might be an issue. So anyway, that's fine.
I'll open this here public hearing up and ask, is anyone in favor of this rezone request? Anyone in favor? Hearing none, anyone opposed to this request? Hearing none, I close this public hearing and ask for questions, comments, or motion.
I do have a question, Tracy. Is this a similar situation where we're unable to do an ADU, rezone and then do an ADU?
Right, yes, sir. Yeah, do the 5, and the medical hardship is also is unable to because you gotta finance and need your own tracking point.
I hear a motion to approve or deny.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move to approve.
Mr. Bruce made a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Stephanie seconded. Any more discussion? Yes. Go ahead.
I just want it not to be made known again that I just feel like spot zoning R1s in the middle of a rural conservation character area is not according to our comprehensive plan, and we continue to do it. So.
I start yes.
This is to approve it? No.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, another thing, I see smaller portions, parcels that are small.
Motion carried, 4-2. Okay, Tracy.
All right, next up, we have Brett Smith, and he is requesting to rezone a portion of his 47.22 acres from A1 to A2 to allow a split to gift his son. Property is located at 0 M&S Lane in Comer on map 102, parcel 9 in District 4.
Okay, Mr. Smith, state your name and your address and tell us why you're here.
Brett Smith, P.O. Box 88, Colbert. I'm here to get the rezone so my son can build a house on the property next to him.
Anybody got any questions for Mr. Smith?
Can you kind of target where the homes would be on each of the two parcels and the access to those homes where the drive would be?
This right here is the drive. He's wanting to build approximately right here, and I'm building right here.
Would you also use that same drive?
Yeah.
To come across the property line there?
That's right. It was at one time a county road, 338.
And that's an existing road, and it straddles the property line with the neighbor, I guess, to the northeast. It looks like it's on the property line,
Yes,
the
yes.
easement or whatever. And you want it to stay that way. You don't want your driveway clearly on your property.
Well, if there's ever anything ever said, I could move it.
But that's, okay. So,
I
but
mean, I've
that's the way.
got plenty of property to move it.
Anybody else got a question for him?
No, sir, no. Well, you've got 46 or so acres, and you're splitting off, you're asking to split off what? How much are they?
15.
15. Okay.
That way we can both keep it in conversation.
We'll stay able.
Yes, that will say. About 32 acres.
Thank you. Hereby open public hearing and ask is anybody in favor of this rezone? Anybody in favor? Come speak and state your name.
I need to come up there.
Yeah, I'm Brandon Smith, his son. We just, me and my family just moved back to the area, took jobs to come back closer to home. We're looking to try and build on the property, so that's why we're requesting the rezone.
Anybody else in favor? Anybody oppose this rezone? I hereby close this public hearing and open up to the board. Questions and comments? Or motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
No second.
Got a motion by Cynthia and a second by William. Any more comments? Lee?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Motion approved. And be here, hearing will be for the Board of Commissioners February 5th at 6 o'clock. Moving on, Ms. Tracy. Once you get it
Yes, sir.
ready.
Vincent and Bonnie Dentiste are requesting to rezone a portion of their 16.97 acres from A2 to AR to allow it to be split and absorbed into their adjoining AR property, which is identified as map 37, parcel 7, to enlarge the parcel to bring it into compliance with zoning regulations. Property is located at 2156 Highway 106 North in Danielsville on map 37, parcel 8 in District 2.
Dentiste.
Dentiste, speak your name and your address and tell us why you're here.
Bonnie Dentiste, 2156 Highway 106 North in Danielsville. We purchased that property, and the lady that we purchased it from had the adjoining property, which is 2202 Highway 106, and we purchased that one as well with the thought of moving my mom into that property. But when we came to get permits to get the electricity redone in the house, because it's a 1900 farmhouse and has all kinds of problems, come to the county and found out there was no plat on record at all recorded for that, for the 2202. So, spoke with Tracy and we figured the easiest way to do this is take 2 acres from one side, give it to the other side. We don't want to add any property, we just want to improve what's there.
Anybody got any questions for? Okay, thank you. Open the public hearing, is anyone in favor of this rezone? If not, anybody opposed?
I'm not necessarily opposed
Come
as
speak,
such, but I would like to have some,
come state your name,
clarification.
come state your name.
Oh. Dora Irvin, and I own the property that's next door, and I have been there for over 50 years. And, the houses, there's a house on the 2 acres that's there. And I'm concerned that they will possibly do something to disrupt the water source. There is a spring fed that is just at the very beginning of the, larger property that's back behind. Also, there has been a pin inserted in the ground on my side of the property. It's right behind next to my barn, where the 2 acre plot ends. There's the original pin for the property line is there, but they come across my fence and inserted a pin right in the middle of my pasture that's on 25 or 30 feet from where the pin is. And I have a concern as to what that was for, what that is.
I had
And also, I don't want
I didn't do the
the
fence.
water
The
source
surveyor did.
disturbed.
She can respond, that we just asked a question, but she can respond to them questions and all, because that'd be, Mike, Mike can tell you that we have no control over where pins go, right, Mike?
Correct.
We don't have no control over that, so we're just rezoning her properties all, that'd be.
I just want to make sure that they're not trying to take my property.
That's
Yeah,
several issues.
we don't do boundary line disputes. We just deal with
That'd
what
be
we
a
have
civil
here
issue.
I
already.
don't know that it's a dispute. I just want to know what the pin's there for. Because it just appeared all of a sudden, and I have no idea what it
Probably a
is.
good question for the surveyor.
Contact her surveyor.
I don't know who her surveyor is.
I guess probably
I can tell you.
talk with her and get this.
Like I say, I've never even met the people, so I have no idea. They've got it all fenced in. I can't even go knock on the door or anything, so.
Well,
Miss Dora, I'm the lady that chased your horse through my front yard, which is why my front yard is fenced in now.
I don't
So I-
know.
No, I'm just saying,
Okay.
I know, I
We can't get
didn't
into
want to
this
say anything,
situation.
I'm just saying, I wanted to put horses on the property, and after chasing her horse through my property, I didn't want anything to get hurt, and that's why there's a fence in my property, but you're more than welcome to come over and not.
I don't have a problem with
Okay,
that.
this is a civil matter.
I will write down the surveyor's name and you can get it.
Okay.
This is a civil matter between y'all, have to work it out yourself, we can't discuss that here.
Got it.
And just,
Map, here's the site plan, it's got surveys.
Okay.
It's got the surveyor's information on there,
so,
his number as
Okay.
well.
All right.
any more opposed? I close this hearing and bring it back for the board. Comments or make a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Got a motion approved by Lee,
I'll second.
got a second by William. What? You got a motion to approve, a second by William, you want to discuss?
I want to ask him, did he put a condition that if he combines?
Yeah, the usual condition that this 2 acres be combined with the adjoining parcel so it will meet the AR minimum.
Okay. Sure, want to rescind?
Sure. You got that, Tracy?
Motion to approve with the condition that it be combined as shown.
Okay, we got a motion to approve with the condition that be combined as shown for the 2 acres. We got a second. William?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes. Motion carries. So, Board of Commissioners, February 5th, we'll have a hearing on it. So, okay. Tracy, Ms. Tracy.
All right. The next one up is George and Cheryl Slayton, and they're requesting to rezone a portion of their 14.16 acres from A2 to AR to allow for a plat correction. Property is located at 3036 Rogers Mill Road in Danielsville on map 26, parcel 29 in District 1.
Mr. Slayton, y'all speak your name and tell us why you're here and your address.
I'm Cheryl Slayton.
George Slayton.
Address is 3036 Rogers Mill Road, Danielsville, Georgia, 30633. I am here because, we sold, my sister and I sold my mom's house, at 2905 Rogers Mill Road, Danielsville, Georgia, last, March of 1923, to Daniel Frazier. And after we sold and closed on it at that time, thought everything was fine, I went to the office to get our land that we now own, to get it attached to the land that the other land across the road from the house that I own, that I inherited. And Tracy told me there seemed to be a problem with the sale of the land that we sold to Daniel Frazier. And as a result of the problem, and what she said it was that it was the amount of land that was on it, 3.03 acres. We were told when we started to sell it that this was it would be grandfathered in, but she said that shouldn't have been done. Anyway, we after we talking several times with the zoning office, found out that and some of the commissioners that the only way we could correct the problem for Mr. Frazier was for him to have another acre of land. Would be the only way to correct the problem. It would give him over 4 acres with his property. So after much worry and headaches and discussion and tears and everything, I finally agreed to give him another acre of land. And at this time, we are asking that land be rezoned to AR. It is an acre across the road, across Rogers Mill Road, which will his land will be, it will connect with his land. The road is the only thing separated. We've already had the survey done and on the map and had the acre cut off. And that's why we're here, is to get this complied with, so we won't hopefully be told that we did anything illegal. So we certainly didn't we didn't know that we were doing anything illegal.
That does include the store.
It does include the store building. Mm-hmm. It's a block store building there. And to give him road frontage, we started from the acreage to the adjoining property, and gave him an acre there and got the 150 feet of road frontage, I believe, and then went straight back and cut it off just to make it easier for us and him and everything, just to, you know, take it there rather than try to take it somewhere else. We have a granddaughter that has mentioned she might like to have some, you know, buy some land from us later on, and we're dealing with road frontage there, so we had to work it where we would have, you know, ability to give her some land, or, you know, work with her and get some land if we to, you know, go in by the rules of giving her 150 road frontage. So that's why we chose to, the easiest seemed to be the easiest way, was just to get that 1 acre there.
Thank you. Anybody else got any questions? Thank y'all. Open the public hearing and ask, anyone in favor of this rezone? Anybody in favor? Anybody opposed? Close the public hearing and bring it back for the board to hear comments, motions, or questions. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a first by me and second by William. Any more questions? Stephanie?
Yes.
Yes.
Bruce?
Yes.
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 7-0 to approve, so be here at, February 5th, at the Court of Commissioners meeting. It'll be voted on that too, so. Okay.
All right, next up, this is the other part of the land, that is adjoins the Slayton. This is for Daniel Frazier. He is requesting to rezone the 3.03 acres from A2 to AR to allow a portion from the adjoining property identified as tax map 26, parcel 29, to be absorbed in his tract to bring the property into compliance for a plat correction. Property is located at 2905 Rogers Mill Road in Danielsville on map 26, parcel 29-02 in District 1.
Okay, Mr. Frazier, state your name and address and tell us.
Daniel Frazier, 2905 Rogers Mill Road. Bought it in March from the Slaytons. Just answered a realtor listing after looking for a house in this crazy place for a year and a half. Fell in love with it, bought it, moved in, mostly renovated it inside already. And then, of course, we found out it's not in zoning compliance by an acre. And they decided to do it, you know, make it right and give me an acre. I wish they didn't have to do that. But because, as far as I know, I bought a house on 3.03 acres that probably built in the late 1800s. So that's about it. I got a VA mortgage on it. I live there. Not building anything else. That's about all I got.
Good, thank you, Mr. Frazier. Anybody on the board got any questions? I'll open up the public hearing. Anybody want to approve this rezone? Anybody want to approve? Anybody want to oppose this rezone? Close this public hearing and bring it back for the board for any questions, motions. Cynthia made a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Mr. Bruce, second it. Bruce?
Yes.
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 Motion carried 7-0. To have the next public hearing be here in the Board of Commissioners February 5th at 6 o'clock in the same room. Is it 6 or?
Yeah.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, what did I say?
No, 6 o'clock.
6-0.
Oh, 6 or 7. I don't know.
All right, next up, we have Melinda Hill, and she is requesting to rezone her 26.58 acres from A1 to A2 to allow the property to be split into 2 equal tracts. Property is located at 193 Prospect Road in Colbert on map 28, parcel 120 in District 3.
Okay. Ms. Hill, take your name and your address and tell us why you're here.
Melinda Hill, 193 Prospect Road, Colbert. And I want to split my 26 acres into 2 parts and keep it in conservation. Don't want to change anything, just want to leave it like it is. Big trees everywhere.
Will they have road frontage on both
Yes.
tracks?
Yes, the dirt road goes all the way around. Yes.
Is this for a family member?
And that's for David Jackson.
And which parcel is your house on?
The front one, the top one.
Okay.
I have a house and barn.
Thank you. Ms. Hill?
That's the proposed one.
Oh,
I hereby, open the public hearing. Anybody want, speak in favor of this rezone? Speak in favor. Anybody want to speak against this rezone? I'll close the public hearing and bring it back for the board.
I make a motion that we approve this rezone.
Got a motion by Stephanie. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Cynthia. Any more discussion? Cynthia? Yes, yes.
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 6-0. Those that have it, hearing here February 5th, 6 o'clock in this room.
All right. So next up is Chris and Ashley Sayers. They're requesting to rezone their 6.55 acres from A1 to AR to allow a second home on the property as an accessory dwelling unit for a family member and to bring the property into compliance with zoning regulations. Property is located at 2570 Adams Park Road in Commerce on map 13, parcel 63 in District 1.
Mr. Sayers, repeat your name and your address.
Chris Sayers, I live at 2570 Adams Clark Road. Just looking to rezone, just add another dwelling on the property, not trying to divide it or anything. Didn't even know I needed to do this, add another dwelling, so after asking questions and everything, I found out I need to get rezoned.
Questions?
Both dwellings are gonna use the same driveway, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I got 5 kids, one on the way. I got one that's getting ready to go to college, and my dad has heart issues, so we're kind of, when she goes to college, we're gonna put her in there to free up another room in the house for one of the other kids, and if my dad gets bad enough, him and my mom can sell their place and move on the property. So I don't plan on selling the property or anything like that anyways, so I'm not looking to divide it or.
Any more questions? Thank you, Mr. Steve. Open the public hearing and ask is, anybody in favor of this rezone? Anybody in favor? Hearing none, anybody opposed? I hereby close this public hearing, bring it back for the board. Make a motion to approve.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve.
Mr. Bruce made a motion to approve, I'll second it. Any more discussion? I'm a yes.
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 Yeah.
6-0. Okay, Ms. Sarah, 6-0 passed. Board of Commissioners, come for the Board of Commissioners, February 5th, 6 o'clock. They won't bring up 10 and 11 together.
We can, yes, sir.
If that's all right with Miss Christie.
That's fine.
All right, so I'll just read both of them for you. Christy Aliwine is requesting to rezone her 7.9 acres from A1 to AR to allow an equal land swap to be made with her adjoining property identified as map 17, parcel 77 for the required road frontage. Property is located at 414 Snow Farm Road in Hull on map 17, parcel 152 in District 1. And her second application is requesting to rezone a 5-acre portion of her 41.28 acres from A1 to AR to allow a split to gift her son. The remaining 36.28 acres will stay in the A1 zone. Property is located at 284 Snow Farm Road in Hull on map 17, parcel 77 in District 1.
Okay, Ms. Aliwine, state your name and your address.
Christy Adeline, 284 State Farm Road, Hull. And I just want to gift my son the 5 acres that's on my total of 49 acres.
Any questions? Okay. Thank you, Ms. Aliwine. I hereby open this public hearing. Does anybody want to approve this, in favor of this rezone? Anyone want in favor? Anybody want to oppose this rezone? Hearing none, bring back for the board to make a motion to approve 10 and 11 together. We have to do them separate, I guess.
Yeah, you can do them together.
Do them together one at a time. Approve this motion. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Any more discussion?
Does this have to be combined?
Yeah, wow.
Do we have to have a petition?
You talking about
The first one,
for the road frontage?
yeah. Is it being swapped or absorbed?
Yeah, there's absorbing.
I don't think that has to be a condition because that's,
Okay, what
to
they're
get
doing.
the plat approved, you'll have to do
Oh,
that. That's the whole purpose of this.
Oh,
Lee?
Yes.
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 Yes. 6-0. On Ms. Adeline, you got approved 6-0. February 5th at 6 p.m. in front of the board.
Okay, we're getting there. All right, next one up is Greg Vaughn, applicant for Jean Cole Estate in care of David Cole, is requesting to rezone 27.29 and 39.15 acre tracts from A1 to A2. Property is located at 0 New Haven Church Road in Danielsville on map 52, parcels 4 and 401 in District 1.
So, Mr. Vaughn, state your name and address.
Good evening, I'm Greg Vaughn. My current residence is 2886 Commerce Road, Jefferson, Georgia.
Okay, why you want to rezone this?
I'm purchasing this piece of property from Mr. Coyle, and, for, me and my family, and, to raise grandbabies on.
So you requesting to rezone both tracks.
Yes, sir.
On here, can we,
Yeah,
it says it was split November 23rd. It's not showing, how was it a split before?
Yeah, well, this particular piece of property was,
I think I can
they have
pull it up.
they had a piece that was up on,
Further up the road.
what's the Macedonia Church Road. It fronts up there. But, I mean, the plat, there's no plat really. It's from like 1904 or something, but, there was probably 200 acres total. And what happened with it, there's the piece up there, and then there's parcels between it. And then there's a lower parcel that was sold off of 30 acres that's further down the road from our parcel. So they had like different big tracts, you know, and, when Mr. Coyle inherited all of it, he sold off the old schoolhouse to another gentleman, and then I think his nephew took 5 acres right there beside it. He's retaining the other part. And then you come on down the road, this piece right here is separate from that one, and then like I said, the other piece was further down the road. It's a 30-acre tract that was down the road.
So this saying it was split from this parcel. So,
It was 61.42 acres, and then he split it. Yes, he split it.
Oh, yes, because the road goes right through, you know.
Right.
Hope Haven Road goes right through the, you know, through the.
so would this be considered a third split?
We still don't fall underneath the major subdivision rates. But you are right, it would be considered the third split, but it doesn't push them over into major subdivision.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
That was my question.
Any more questions? Thank you, Mr. Brown. Hereby open the public hearing. There's anyone in favor of this rezone? Anybody opposed this rezone? None? So bring back, close this public hearing, bring back to the board, a motion. Or comments?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve it.
Second.
Mr. Bruce voted for motion to approve, Cynthia seconded. Any more discussion? Please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
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 Mr. Bowman, approved 6-0, February 5th.
Okay, next up, we have Thomas E. Flowers. He is requesting to rezone his 15 acres. He is requesting to rezone a portion of his property from A1 to AR to allow a split for his daughter, and the other portion from A1 to A2 to bring the property into compliance with zoning regulations. Property is located at 672 Winds Lake Road in Comer on map 80, parcel 52A in District 4.
Mr. Flowers, state your name and your address.
Thomas Flowers, 672 Winds Lake Road.
You on this?
That's actually the address of that property. His property, it's all his, but his address is different than the 672.
Just give us a little explanation why you want it.
Cut out a portion to give to my daughter so that she can build a house.
Any questions?
Let me ask you this. This 60-foot section that goes around and then to tie into the road for that back section right there. You had said something about wanting to access that with an easement or an existing easement instead of, I don't call wasting, but cutting that 60-foot road all the way out there.
Yeah, 'cause then,
What is it that you want to do?
yeah, I'd like to just, not have to do that 60-foot easement. But
There's
to access to the,
a current easement that comes here and accesses this property and this property here, and it comes right here.
property butts up against
Might
that.
say that
So,
on
so the way that it's cut out right there is not actually an easement, that is part of the parcel.
This is just a,
Yeah, that's about 15 acres there, and that's why I want to cut hers out. There was an existing home on that piece of property, of Dope Line, but it's been removed. And we'll give her 5 acres and see if I could use that
the plat with
excess.
my name, Kelly Flowers, on it, is the proposed plat, that includes an easement. We were told that we would have to have an easement, so we included it in this plat, but there is an easement that runs beside it that butts up that we would like to use rather than
Change it.
Yeah, well, let me clear up the terminology. The way that it is on there, it's actually a part, that 60-foot cut is actually part of the parcel. That is parcel land. That's not an easement. An easement goes across another piece of property.
Well, I think the surveyor.
Well, the reason this was, that we were told this needed to be done is because, this back piece
Right.
will not have any access.
Right, but you can access it through an easement, or you can tie it directly into the road, right? So, if you want,
I'd rather cut that 5 acres, not have that 60-foot easement, and just come off the easement that goes down my property line, the property behind me.
Might be the driveway thing.
My mind's thinking the driveway thing and then there's this 10-acre tract behind me that the guy bought. The only way he can get to it is through here. And then there's another 2-acre parcel in the middle of it. You go back behind, he is up there. You go back that 2 public road back.
Oh, yes, sir.
Can I ask a question? Is the easement in question that's currently there on your deed? No. No, this comes up for this, like it comes around through here.
The easement touches our property.
Yeah. Touches it, but it comes around. Yeah. Yeah. If I could just cut this off, different, I could just do a driveway back here if I ever, but you don't own this part. No. Because that was boxed in, there's 10 acres back there. So Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, if they wanted to try and use that easement, they'd have to have a civil agreement with the property owner where that easement lies.
Well, I mean, that's what an easement is. I mean,
But since it's not on his property, they wouldn't create one if they got permission, right?
I'm a little lost, I'm sorry. You saying you want to cross somebody else's property to get to them?
There's a road that goes right beside my property. Comes right down through here. And there's a guy, he's got 10 acres back up in here. The only way he can get that is down this road.
Uh-huh.
And then there's supposedly like another 2 acres in the middle of that.
And that driveway butts up to the property.
Yeah, but up to them with any change. Yeah, my property goes all the way to there. They have to keep it on their property. Otherwise it would be creating private drives and somebody would have to pay them to bring it in.
Well, if there's 2 residences on that's being served, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
I think that's the best way as it's drawn up.
So this is drawn up as just to keep this as part of the remainder parcel.
Yes.
Right, this would belong to this piece of
Right,
property.
yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I can see why you did it. Mm-hmm.
So we would just go ahead with this, the way it's drawn up.
Like it is.
I'll be honest, I'm sitting here looking at it for the first time, and it's a pretty complex set of drawings, I don't know.
Well, surveyor should be able to see.
Can we rezone it and then deal with the plat and the access issue?
You could either rezone 5 acres exactly, and then we would come in and handle it with the plat approval.
Because it sounds like somebody's landlocked. So there should be.
Not at this time.
There should be an easement, right?
Yeah, there's property behind us, and the only way they can get to it is
Yeah, but I.
easement that's not on their property.
Oh, so
Right
it's
down
on
the edge
the
of my
other
property,
person's
on the other
property,
person's
so he's
property.
not landlocked.
Correct. No, I'm not landlocked.
No, not you.
Oh, okay.
So if we rezone this for 5 acres, that's it, then,
We take care of it on
then
staff end.
we wouldn't have to worry about where he got these, but not, y'all take care of it.
Pull a letter out of Franklin County's book, staff recommendation would be to approve as presented in front of you all.
Yeah, I mean, so the way Ms. Tracy treats these, as I understand it, is when it's is this a portion, Tracy?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you got, what, it's 6 months to come in and report your plats?
Right.
Yeah, so you're rezoning an unspecified 5 acres to this new classification, and exactly where the line is will be worked out on the plat that's recorded within 6 months from when, if and when the DOC grants it.
Correct. So just leave it just like it is.
Yes, sir, and then work with these 2 folks to.
Okay, all right.
Okay, any more questions for the Flowers? Okay, thank you. I'll open up the public hearing. Anybody in favor of this rezone request? Anybody in favor? Anybody opposed? Anybody opposed? I hereby close the public hearing and open up the board.
Now, should there be a condition? Should there be a condition about this?
No.
Just all we require is 5 acres on it.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve?
I'll second it.
Then make a motion to approve, we can second it. See who's, Stephanie?
Yes.
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 Signature, slide approved, February 5th.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate y'all's time.
Okay, next up, we have Franklin Hall, applicant for his nephew Corey Hall, is requesting to rezone his 15.43 acres from A1 to AR to allow a portion to be split and gifted to his uncle for inheritance purposes. Property is located at 0 Gunnell Road in Comer on map 68, parcel 6701 in District 2.
Hall,
See him here.
Mr. Hall,
The official, I'll call the hallway. Unless you're ready. Mr. Hall? No one present in the building for Mr. Hall, sir.
Okay. Okay, next. And that would be considered withdrawn from failure to appear.
Congratulations.
would that be the 6-month waiting period, or? I know it was been coming.
That and council.
Okay.
Discuss that.
All right. All right, the last one we have is Gary Harvin, applicant for Henley Woods LLC, in care of Tripp Strickland, is requesting to rezone a 6.22 acres. He is requesting to rezone a portion of the property from A2 to R1 with an existing home to split to retain, and the other portion from A2 to AR to sell. Property is located at 1405 Madison Street in Danielsville on map 67, parcel 13 in District 2.
Gary.
Howdy, Gary Harvin, 7747 Highway 172, Colbert. I think that Tracy it's backwards. We're trying to sell the R1 parcel and retain the AR parcel.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was
So our parent parcel is 6.2 acres, and under the current zoning, to sell the house, we either have to sell the whole piece or zone it, request it be zoned R1, so.
I'll correct that in the minutes.
Gary, how close is this to the city limits?
I want to say about 1,000 feet. We checked on that as well to see if we could annex, and it's just not, the landowners in between it, we're not capable of that.
Yeah. More questions for Gary? Thank you, Gary. I hereby open this public hearing. Is anybody in favor of this rezone? Anybody in favor? Anybody oppose this rezone?
I'm Kyle Hendricks, 1275 Madison Street. I'm the neighbor to the south on that particular. I was just curious, I'm not fully up to date on the zoning and the zoning acreage requirements. I may be wrong, but I didn't think that an acre and a half would fit the zoning requirement. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Chris, go ahead.
Yes, sir. In R1, minimum acreage is 1.5 acres. That's really the smallest that you'll see in the unincorporated county, outside of a major subdivision.
Yeah.
Going in. Now, the next step up from AR for any residential purposes is an ag residential, and ag is currently a 4-acre parcel. So there's a big jump between an ag residential and an R1 in that.
That answers your question, man.
Can I go on record saying 4 acres is way too much for that?
That's coming up. That's coming up later.
It don't even need to be 2.5, it needs to be 2.
Yeah, that's coming up later.
March 4th, actually, that vote will happen.
Okay, any other want to oppose? I hereby close the public hearing, bring it back for the board. I'll make a motion to approve.
Mr. Chairman, I'll second that.
Bruce seconded it. Any more discussion?
I know due to contrary belief, people think that I can't vote for an R1. In this case, the fact that it's adjacent to the city limits, it's squeezed in between 2 roads, it's among some small parcels there anyway. I can support the R1 in this particular location.
Bruce?
Yes.
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 5-0. Motion approved. No, Stephanie, she recused herself. She didn't want to go fight and get him.
Thank y'all.
got the car keys, he's walking out.
If it's not right together.
Well, he's in the other old business, and it's done, so do I hear a motion?
Make a motion.
I'm always the one to make the motion, y'all don't
I
want to
usually
go
make it.
Cynthia, second it.
Yep. All right, you want to keep it on?
Go play